Ah, yes. Time for D&D.
When everything's been dragging you down, grabbed you by the hair and pulled you to the ground. If you want to get up, you need a little revive. If you want to get up, you need a little revive.
Let's get started.
All right, cool.
Do we all know where we left off?
We're taking pictures, and we just got done taking the pictures. So
We just left a hotel, and got finished creeping on freaking Blue Blood the Eighth from a building adjacent to his own. God damn, that's weird. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue on that narrative.
All right, so yeah, basically, you just finished taking the picture of the dude. He was talking to the griffins, all that stuff. If you need to brush up towards this beginning bit, it's in the archives. I put it in this morning.
All right, now I
right.
remember.
So y'all are out on the streets in front of there, and just a quick reminder before we really get rolling here, you don't have to use all of the film. That would get tedious and all that shit. So if you think you have enough to go report back and all that stuff, you can.
Okay.
It's kind of a situation where you decide when you think the mission might be good enough as, good as done, and then you kind of head on out, because it is intel. So if you think you've got good intel, don't risk getting caught with it and all that stuff. You can head out whenever.
because I know we got the area around it, like the walls, the position where everyone is. Just thinking about any valuable.
We could think about taking a picture of the ports. Wait, did we already do that?
Yeah, you did from on top of that building.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, we already got. Okay, so we got the ports, we got the wall, its defenses, and the Blue Blood the Eighth,
And the location of the headquarters. Yep. And you have a map to pin it all to, so you know kind of where everything is and all that.
All right, are we ready to leave the vicinity?
I believe so.
All right, so we got to find a way to get out of the city.
Let's get a hot dog while we talk about this.
Oh
I'm pretty
my
fucking
God.
What
hungry.
kind of hot
How
dog are
many
you talking
bits do you
about?
have, brother?
Oh my god.
Don't worry, drinks on me. I didn't spend any bits last session.
Listen, I'm gonna need to see some ID before you buy this hot dog.
Am I of age to buy this hot dog?
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Okay, are we fucking ready?
Yeah, we're fucking ready.
Okay, so from what I remember, when we took a picture of the docks, we only got to see a mast sticking up over, a building.
Yeah, you saw about 5 or 10 masts just kind of sticking up over there.
I think we should go down to the ports and see if we can get in there somehow and take a couple pictures of actually what they actually have down there up close.
We might actually could grab a boat as well.
Grab a boat?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Hopefully we don't get stopped this time.
Well, we weren't stopped before. Wait, were we? Were we stopped before?
We kind of were.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Okay, let's do the thing.
You walk and go on boat.
Are we all going to be walking to... Wait, I'm still a press pony. Wait, no, okay, I can still do this. Wait, I'm just going to keep my same form. Okay, yeah, let's just walk down there.
Are you gonna seduce them?
Yes, that
He fucking
hot,
better.
sexy mare with the fucking hat with the thing sticking out the top of
It's
it.
like, oh, detective.
Ooh.
There must be
Yeah.
some way I
Oh
could get
goodness, dude.
some insiders.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, let's go to the docks.
All right, so you walk down to the docks, and as you reach the docks and all that stuff, in the distance you see what appears to be a wall blocking off the streets. There's just blank flags hanging from it. They're black, and there are people guarding it as if to keep people from inside of the city getting to the docks.
Rip.
And yeah, there are people sitting up on the makeshift ramparts, but it's only 5 or 6 feet tall. It's not a big wall. It looks like it was thrown up pretty hastily.
Wait, something's not right here.
No shit.
You need to ID for hot dogs now? What?
Yeah.
I mean, hot dogs are pretty sexy.
I mean,
I personally wouldn't fuck one, but I mean, they taste
To
good.
each their own, I suppose.
What are you trying to say, Kill?
I'm trying to say they taste
are
good.
you telling me you wouldn't deep throw a hot dog?
Let's move on. Does anybody want to roll for perception, or do you want to try and go around it? What's
You know
the plan?
what? Okay, how about this? Before I roll for perception, can we get all the obvious things out of the way? Like any giant flags that are...
I already told you, there are flags that are red. They're
Okay.
just blank red
You
flags.
said
They're
they were
like...
black.
Yeah, you said it was black. I caught on to you.
My bad, Black Flags, yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
My bad.
Okay, good. We actually know what their faction is this... Wait. What the fuck faction has black... Wait, we don't know.
Pirates.
So these guys are just...
So
You know it's not the diarchy flag, that's for damn sure.
Well, you would think the rebel flag would be a little bit more, you know...
Ornate.
Have a better design than just a solid black square. Wait, what are you rolling for?
Perception, to be able to see shit.
Perception?
Yes, I'll roll for perception, too.
Alright, so... Well, he got high enough to get what you need, I guess. There's not much.
I look at the pebble. Ah, that's nice.
Wait, you got average. You got 10. I mean...
Alright, Valor, you're 100% sure that there is a wall blocking the road.
No shit.
Alright,
Do we know what the wall looks like?
Alright, but Callium, since you rolled higher, I'm just going to address basically what you saw. You are relaying it to your friends. So basically, you see the wall. There are like 3 or 4 guys up there. They're all carrying harpoons as like makeshift spears and all that stuff, and they have 2 strapped to their back as well. There are 4 of them, and there's a little like doorway. It's not even a gate. It's like a residential door that was put in place as a gate. And one of the four wears a helmet that looks a little bit fancier than the others. You assume he's kind of in charge or something like that, but you don't really know until you go up and try and talk to him. So, as I said, it's very hastily thrown up. It doesn't look incredibly sturdy, but, you know, it doesn't seem like anybody's tried to attack it. They don't seem to care that these people are here.
Is there like a vendor nearby?
Oh my god.
No, there's a clear space from the front and all that. They're kind of warding people away from their wall, so they're not setting up right outside of the wall, so there's nobody within, like, the block that's in front of them.
I wanted to ask, like, who the hell are these guys?
What?
I think we accidentally entered the pirate ghetto. Is this,
I love your choice of words, pirate ghetto.
I mean, that's what it is, though.
I mean, it's like fucking harpoons.
Are you listening to these descriptions? Everything is just so hastily put up.
Hastily put up, fucking harpoons and shit, a black
flag. Either that or they just don't have the skill to do it right. I mean...
well, if they're like fucking filthy mud ponies, so it would make sense.
Okay, that's racist.
Okay,
that's racist. Thank God I am not one, but that is racist.
Oh, come on, you know it's true.
But yeah, so... What do you want to do? You've rolled for perception? That's as much as I can tell you, because that's all there fucking is.
Okay.
Let's go up there and talk.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good
Wait,
idea.
who do we talk? Who is close to us? Is that important guy near us?
Basically, they have cut off an intersection, at an intersection and all that stuff, so you're at the next intersection over, so there are people still going back and forth in the other directions. Nobody's going down that road, though. So there are still 3 lanes of traffic passing through this intersection.
Okay, I slightly violently turned my head to Valor.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Look, when I fully did it last time, it scared you, so I'm trying to.
He's changed his ways.
You know what? Actually, I split my head in half and look at both of you at the same time.
Whoa, dude, that's impressive.
Oh, sure, you made change. So
I know it's Adam's character. Okay, so I'm just talking to you bitches, and I'm just like, listen, let's just walk up there, and if someone stops us, we'll just ask to talk to the guy in charge. I'm a press pony, so I can kind of like get away with that.
I whisper into Kill's ear as he's speaking. Listen, just seduce them.
Listen, I'm gonna do that later. We gotta get in there first.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, so
I agree with these terms and conditions.
You walk up to the wall, and as you get halfway down the block, they brandish their harpoons at you in a threatening sort of, we're going to throw these at you sort of way. Well, 3 of them do, and the one with the helmet tells you to stop and asks you what you want.
We'd like to speak to the man in charge.
The guy in the helmet says that he's the man in charge of the outpost, and he doesn't know who you are, so he's not going to take you to the actual guy in charge. He's the guy who guards this gate. He's the guy in charge of this little division.
That is too complicated.
See, we're trying to figure out more about what's going on after the liberation of this city. So we want to know what you guys are doing over here.
He looks at you bemused and says, "Liberation? Don't you mean occupation, you asshole?" And spits at you because, you know, why the fuck not? I'm trying to be theatric here.
That's what I meant.
Oh god. Okay, so he just asks you what you want with the leader. What do you want? Why do you want to talk to someone in charge?
We want to know how you guys came about and why you guys think that this takeover by the rebels is so bad, and your opinions on it.
they're ruining trade in the area, so there's nothing left for the pirates and the whalers and whatnot to actually do. So they've cut off the port, they're not letting anybody in or out, and they're trying to establish a trade route elsewhere. But right now, they're just pissed off that there's no more trade coming in and all that stuff because that was their lifeblood. That's how they made their living and such. So the rebellion taking over Manhattan kind of cut their funds, and they don't have anywhere to actually go.
So they're not fucking pirates. They're just like fishermen on strike.
We want fish.
Can we kill them?
No, wait. I mean, supposedly, why are you trying to get violent when we're heavily outnumbered? Like, can you pick a time? Can you pick a time where there's like a couple of them? What the fuck?
It's like, there's 40 of them. We can take them.
Hey. When I say kill, I mean, like, consider my
what else
fucking
would
offer.
you mean by kill them?
It's an abbreviation.
Yeah,
as
for
in
what?
consider my offer.
Okay, let's just move on. Okay. Well, I'm trying to do a story on the ports here, and I think it'd be better if I got a quote from the people who run this little faction here. And not only that, but I think if you were to get your story out there, you'd grab more not only attention but more sympathy for your group, so that people would not be as angry about you guys being around.
He agrees to it, but you have to leave your weapons at the gate with his men.
Fine.
Can do.
All right then.
Okay. And also, there's a magic. He informs you that there's magic dampening going on, so you won't be able to cast spells as well. He brings you inside and he and one other person starts to escort you back. 2 other guys rush to fill their spot at the wall. And he brings you back several blocks. They've actually cordoned off a large section of the city, which is really surprising. But he brings you back, and as you go in, you begin to notice more and more people are starting to exist, and they seem to be actually pretty heavily populated and all that. They seem to have a pretty good thing going for them. You reach the harbor, and he points you towards the largest ship in the harbor, which is a massive fucking galleon. And it's flying the same pure red flag as before, as you saw, or pure black flag. I keep on wanting to go pure red, and I don't know why. That's a different faction. But
The blood
pure
feast.
Yeah. But a pure black flag, and this time it has one singular star on the center. So he escorts you onto the ship and brings you into what you can only assume is the captain's quarters, because it's situated where a captain's quarters would, and sits you down and tells you to wait in there. There's nobody in there. He says he's going to go get the captain for you until you're in there, and you hear the door lock behind you as he leaves. So you have time to contemplate or whatever the fuck you want to do before,
Right.
you got a couple of minutes before the captain gets there. They have to inform him of your arrival.
What you're gonna do is
Yep.
you're gonna negotiate. If you can't negotiate with him, you're gonna seduce him.
What's with you and
I got you.
seducing?
Listen. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I think I'm the only female character in the party, so wouldn't I get a bonus for being of the opposite sex?
For what?
Attraction.
No. It's like this. You try to seduce him. It's like, I'm more into griffins.
You don't even know what race he is. Being that this is a equestrian city, I doubt he's Griffin.
No, I doubt he's Griffin, but he's into griffins. You don't know him.
Yeah, that's right. But the statistics here are in my favor. Okay, I'm just saying it's a possibility.
All right, go ahead. Fucking suck him off. Go ahead, suck him off.
No, we're waiting. We're waiting to suck him
This is
off.
what you have to experience.
No, stop.
Hey, I haven't done it yet.
What do you mean we're waiting?
I have to negotiate. Sucking him off is the last resort.
Wait, just...
Okay. Valor. I am going to negotiate.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so are y'all done fucking around?
Well, I'm going to use this time sitting outside of the fucking captain's quarters or whatever else we got going on here to think about what I'm going to say, and I will let you know when I'm ready.
Okie dokie.
You know what?
man.
I got a question for the captain. Actually, I'm surprised that the New Republic or whatever they're called nowadays actually let this place exist. I'm surprised there isn't like some kind of freaking raid going on. I thought they would try to like stop all types of resistance.
Well, to be honest with you, you have more questions than I do, so I mean, you might want to talk to him first.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking the captain.
No, you're not.
All right,
No,
well,
we haven't been let into his quarters
Yeah,
yet.
you're in his quarters. You're locked into his quarters. He doesn't know you're here yet. He's on his way because he had to be told that there were people there asking questions about him.
Okay.
We're ready.
All right, so are y'all ready?
Okay, well, actually, so just to lay the groundwork for what's about to happen, before he walks in, just really quick, is that our ultimate goal is to get a ride out of here.
Yeah.
But we don't just but they don't know who we are, and we look like locals, so I don't know what, so we need to be careful about just blurting out, we need to leave, like, you know what I'm saying? But ask your questions first. We got to get nice with this guy by being curious about what he does, because, you know, that will boost his ego, because now it shows that we're interested in him. Then we'll do that first, and then whenever we get on his good side, we will ask for a way out of the city.
Yep.
All right, then. Everybody on board with that?
Okay, yeah, I suppose.
What do you mean the fuck? What? Okay.
Oh, no.
What do you not understand?
Oh, no, I'm multitasking right now.
Oh, my God. Okay.
I just realized my turtle's dancing right now. It's just like, oh, shit.
Okay.
Alrighty, then. Well, anyways, you hear a deep, gruff sort of voice yelling from right outside of the door, and you hear heavy footfalls coming up, mixed with a clinking noise.
This is about to be epic.
Yeah, you hear a key in the door latch and all that stuff. It opens up, and in walks a dragon that stands about twice as tall as our griffin compatriot here. He walks across the room to his little desk where he sits and all that stuff, which you just notice is large to accommodate him and all that. And his claws have all been etched, carved, and bejeweled and all that stuff, and he is missing an eye. He sits down, introduces himself as Captain Celebrant, and asks you what the hell you want.
Well, I guess fucking him's out the option, so this is kind of gonna stop. Got any questions, Val? for the good old captain here?
Oh.
Oh my God! Focus.
Please tell me you were listening to that.
No, I was actually dozing off.
Jesus Christ! Okay. Please do the airplane pamphlet of what you just did.
What I just did?
Big dragon walks in. He's got etched and carved claws. He's incredibly large. He's twice as tall as our griffin friend here. He's missing an eye. He asks you what you want. His name is Celebrant. Captain Celebrant.
Got any questions for the good captain here?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised this place exists. Like, wouldn't like the New Republic try like shut down anything like this? You know?
They did.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, you have the questions, but half the time you speak, I'm just fucking sweating. Like, it's not that you're asking the wrong questions. Just the way you phrase them is just like, fuck, man.
It's like, why do you exist?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how does this place exist so far?
He looks at you, says that the New Republic, as they like to call themselves, did try and stop him whenever the start of the revolution came, but they had limited manpower, and he has several ships worth of men, so they failed to dislodge them, and they haven't made a military effort since, because they're still running off of their precious little Royal Guard division that they brought with them. They haven't even started drafting yet, as far as he knows.
Oh, well, thank God those cunts didn't do it.
Oh, good God.
Okay, now I will speak.
Okay, thank God. Any other questions for the illustrious captain?
So do you have a military, or what physical force do you have to repel the Republican?
He replies that that's relatively delicate information to tell a newcomer, so he'll just let it suffice to say that he has enough to beat off half of the Royal Guard. And not like you're thinking, he repel the Royal Guard, not beat them off. So he has enough, corsairs and buccaneers and, whalers and all that stuff well outfitted to keep an infrastructure and repel half of the Royal Guard, or at least it was half when they started attacking. So
previously you were a bunch of whalers and fishermen, right?
Most of the men under his control are currently whalers and fishermen, but he's been a pirate since he was a young lad.
Cool.
He was originally a pirate captain, and when he heard about the revolution, he came in to try and capitalize on it. It didn't work out, but he did manage to push his way up several streets and all that stuff. That's how it got so expansive, because he was the third party that was fighting in the revolution, basically.
Rip.
Oh, dang.
But he took large parts of the city, and then basically didn't want anybody to be able to work as inside information or anything, so he kicked all of the civilians out and took it for himself to house his corsairs and buccaneers.
So it's almost kind of like you have your own small city out here with,
small city, more like a small army.
Crap. Well, kind of both.
Pretty much. But at the same time, they're not constantly fighting and all that, so they have set up a little civilization and all that stuff. They've gutted restaurants and stuff like that and put stuff together. They run ships out for supplies, but, the hippogriffs, they don't really have a dog in this fight, so they run trade down to the hippogriffs to gain supplies and shit, and the rest that they can't get from the hippogriffs, they take from the sea, fishermen and whalers. They're making it rather well as long as they don't begin drafting and try and make an actual push, because, it's a ragtag military, but it's enough to do the job for a long time.
All right.
So he looks at you and mentions that now he has a question for you.
Sure.
Okay.
Shoot.
And his question is, what do you want? Why are you here? Who sent you, basically?
Okay.
This place sucks. We want a ship.
No!
Oh my god!
Please, for fuck's sake, tell me that was out of character.
That was out of
Shit's gonna get
character.
bad
That
fast.
was out of character.
Military General mad enough.
Good.
That better be out of character, or I'm gonna get violent.
I'm not gonna get violent. Celebron's gonna get violent.
Oh damn, you're right. You're right.
No.
I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this because he is a dragon.
He
Not
kinda
being
is
racist or anything. I'm just saying, kind of scary. Yeah, it was racist, but at least I didn't say it out loud.
So he's mainly just here for money, but he just ended up getting trapped here, right?
No, he's legitimately trying to set up his own thing. He's basically
It looks like he succeeded.
Yeah, he's been a pirate for a long time. He wanted to capitalize on the revolution and knock him out early and basically become the new revolution and try and take over and shit, because he has high aspirations. Because being a dragon, he's been around a long fucking time. He was trying to capitalize on the revolution, basically, and try and set himself up, basically, like, how in Real World Earth, all that shit, they had, Tortuga and all that stuff, and they set up a pirates republic and all that stuff. That's basically what he was trying to do here.
Sweet.
Oh, interesting.
It sort of worked out because he got about a quarter of the city off to the, on the side of the harbor. Not including Suburbia and all that stuff, because the high-rise city runs right up into the harbor, and then Suburbia branches out in a semicircle around it from the coast.
All right. I don't know if you would mind to be so kind enough to get us some transportation out of the city. Would you?
He looks at you and mentions that it's convenient that you should ask, because he did mention that he was, kicking people out and all that stuff, but he wasn't sending them to die with the Republic. He was actually shipping them down south towards Philadelphia to get them out. Basically, he's running refugees at the same time, just anything to get back at the revolutionaries. He's still asking, who sent you? Who do you work for, basically, because if you work for the Diarchy, he can send you back with messages that they want to work together.
Funny you should ask. We are with the Diarchy. In fact, we are on a secret mission. Okay, I don't say it incorrectly. I say secret mission. Okay. So, I let him know that we were with the Diarchy and that we need to get back to Diarchy soil. We already did reconnaissance and we need to get out of here.
Once night falls and all that stuff, he can put you on the next ship of refugees out to Philadelphia if you want. And, if you don't want, you can always stay around. He can give you missions and all that stuff.
We're flattered, but we have a little bit more higher purpose for missions in the Diarchy.
He understands. He wasn't trying to pull you away or anything like that. Offering
we
it.
Both understand each other now. So, one last order of business, maybe two actually. First off, we are getting the rest of our equipment back when we get to the boats. We need to leave with our stuff.
They'll give it to you when you disembark at Philadelphia.
All right, good. Second order of business, we haven't eaten yet today.
If you want, there's, as I mentioned, they've built a society up, so there's a restaurant on the right on the harbor front. If you want to go there, he can vouch for you, because refugees eat free, because hard times. Since you're going on a refugee ship, you're basically just going to be undercover refugees getting off in Philadelphia. So if you...
I already feel like a refugee.
Heavily armed refugees.
But he can send you to the waterfront. It's the only restaurant on the waterfront. Kind of hard to miss. It's well lit up and all that stuff. But it's a couple hours until dark. If you want to while away the hours there, you can.
All right.
Look for the Greasy Slut.
The Greasy Slut.
The Greasy Slut. Yep, it's a fun place.
Oh, it better be.
No, better.
Are there strippers?
We're getting food. What do you mean? See, again, I'm trying to get us together as a family just for a nice little get together at the Greasy Slut.
I want strippers.
Me too, but I guess I'm not getting it right now.
But yeah, so he just reaffirms that whenever you get back to Diarchy soil and all that stuff, you'll tell as high a rank person as you can manage to access that Captain Celebrant wants a slice of Manhattan, basically. But he's willing to work with the Diarchy for it. So.
All right. So, boys, you want to go eat?
He stands back up, unlocks the door, ushers you out onto the deck, and lets you free. He hands you refugee waivers and points you towards the Greasy Slut if you want to go.
Well, let's go there. We'll go eat then.
Because I'm fucking hungry.
You go down to the Greasy Slut. It's like 1,000 yards down. It's not far. It's just at the edge of the pier. You walk in. It's well lit. There's, like cheesy tavern music going on and all that stuff. The theme seems very medieval, even though it's already sort of medieval.
Valor, sing.
But,
No, Valor can sing for us.
Oh, God. Anyways.
You're gonna annoy the DM. Stop.
Anyway.
Stop, please. Oh my god.
I'm adding ambience.
If I wanted ambience, I would have music queued up for ambience.
Shut
Anyways, you know how in in those like old-timey kingdom, like ye old everything restaurants and all that stuff, how they have like the barmaids with like the low-cut shirts and shit, and it's like,
oh, dude, I love White Castle.
that kind of stuff. Anyways, so they have something very similar to that going on. It's, you sit, you wait, they come to you, all that good stuff. Take your orders. They seem to be primarily a burger joint, though, which
where
is
do they get cows from?
fun.
Don't ask where your food comes from, just eat it.
Like, the rations are all fish and stuff like that, so the only restaurant in town is obviously going to have something different.
Well, variety is important. So we walk into the restaurant,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I kind of want more details so I can tell you what I'm gonna do.
All right, there aren't many people on there. It's the middle of the day. Most people are on duty and all that stuff. There's a roaring fireplace on one side. There's like a bar-looking thing on the other side, but there doesn't seem to be much alcohol except for grog on sale and all that stuff. And then the other end, basically that's all on one end. The fireplace dominates one half of the wall, and the other half is the staff in and out. You can only assume that there's a kitchen back there. And the rest of everything else is bay windows facing out into the harbor. And there's a dark corner in one area that you can sit in. There's just a couple of people kind of scattered about. They all look relatively similar. You can tell they're all sailors, all that good stuff. And then there's just
Pony 1 and 2.
and then there's, barmaids and whatnot kind of hopping from table to table, taking orders and all that stuff.
All right, let's go sit at a table, everybody. Who wants to pick the table?
Yeah. I will take the table with me to
You're gonna put it in your inventory?
Yeah, I'll hit it a couple times and pick it up like Minecraft.
Oh God!
No, that was out of game.
That's out of character. Do not say we actually did this on one go. And while you're in battle, you just throw the table at your enemies.
This is a perfect idea. It's a
put it up as a temporary shield.
It's a free
put it up as a
shield,
temporary
right?
shield.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, it sticks to the old timey sort of thing. It's got kind of like what river rocks look like river rock walls and all that stuff, kind of flat stones and all that. It's got those, that kind of stuff, that kind of aesthetic.
So I'm gonna go sit in the middle, like the middle table.
Take us with you.
All right, I push both. I push both of you into the table.
No, that's not. That's just rude.
Anyway, so after a minute or two of waiting, a barmaid walks over to you and asks you your order and hands you a menu. The menu literally just says burgers, fish sticks, drink.
Okay,
And
wait, hold on. I have to think about this. There are a lot of choices here. Okay, give me a second.
What can I put on my burger and drink? What can I put on my drink?
It's just burger, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, just regular burger
Oh,
stuff.
dude. Okay, I need to thin this down a little bit. I don't like lettuce on my burger.
I go to the bartender. Just give me
Oh
a
my
burger
God, this isn't a
BLT.
bar. We sat at a table. You need to quell your raging alcoholism. Finish this session.
Yeah, there's a waitress at your table. I don't know why I said bartender.
Same thing.
Yeah, what kind of drinks do we get?
Water, and then there's grog if you're over 21.
God damn it, I'm not of age.
How does age work in this game?
You're all over 21. Let's just let it suffice to say that.
I still asked what I told. All right, freaking waiter, whatever. Burger BLT with a fucking drink in the side.
Burger with bacon, lettuce, and tomato, and do you want water or grog? It's important.
Grog.
You better be able to make it on the fucking boat.
All right, hey, I want to order. Hey, I want to order.
Okay.
I want a hamburger and a water.
Okay.
Hamburger.
Okay.
I'll take hamburger.
Good.
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
I mean, dude, it's Manhattan, bro. This is like pretty much Pony, New York, bro. I'll take a hamburger.
Hamburger. All right.
I'll take a hamburger. And listen, okay, I don't like lettuce on there. Can you take that off?
Okay.
Take the lettuce off.
I should not have given you people this many options, for fuck's sake.
Okay, now
I realized the error of my ways. You're getting hamburgers, okay?
Whoa! Hold on. I need to finish my order. Okay, so I would like a hamburger without the lettuce on it. And can you put extra mustard on that, please?
Okay. And any drink, or?
Yeah, is this water grass fed or what?
This is a nightmare.
She walks away very annoyed.
Answer my question.
Is this organic?
Yeah, is this organic water?
I need to know this does not have added hormones.
I'm water tolerant, okay?
She walks away very annoyed with your order in hand, and about 5-10 minutes later comes back with it, sits it in front of you, and then starts to walk away. There you go.
Okay.
That's literally the only question I got.
Now everyone better enjoy their meal.
Was that it, or?
Hold on. Well, let's use this delicious meal to discuss how we are going to get back to, because our ultimate goal is to get back to Canterlot. So, what route will we take?
What do you mean one route? There's a train in Manhattan.
Is there a train in Philadelphia?
There's a train in Philadelphia.
Damn, forgot.
There's a train.
Let me look at the railways here. Oh shit, yeah, there is. Okay.
Once we get back there, we just fucking rush towards it and get done with it, man.
Yeah, you guess you're right, man. Guess we gotta do that shit.
On the more important notes,
I flagged down the waitress.
She walks over to you questioningly.
Can I get some silverware, please?
She nods her head. She nods her head, grabs your plate, starts to walk towards the kitchen with it.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Hey, I need silverware too. I need to eat my hamburger with it.
Alright, so she comes back with your silverware, with both of your silverware, sets your food in front of you and all that stuff, and there seems to be some ingredients missing from your burger, and she very quickly scurries away.
Oh,
roll for suicidal thought.
Fuck? Stop rolling for suicidal thoughts, bro. It's just the lettuce.
Oh my god. Anyway,
all right, I consume my burger with my silverware and eat it elegantly.
Elegantly.
All right. As you look back down to your burger after the long conversation, you realize there's a whole ass bite taken out of it.
Okay.
What?
Waiter.
The waiter walks over, still chewing.
What the hell? Why? Just why?
She looks at you and says, "Is there a problem, sir?"
Yes, there is a problem. Why the hell is there a bite taken out of my hamburger?
This bug is missing.
Yeah, there's a problem. Why you took a bite of his burger but not my burger, huh?
She reaches over and quickly takes a bite out of your burger.
What the frick?
Good. Now I want this burger 50% off.
You're getting it for free.
What is going on here? I just want to enjoy my burger. Oh my goodness.
She asks you if you intend on finishing the burger.
Oh my god.
What?
Are you going to finish the burger since there's a bite taken out of it, sir?
Well, I'm actually really surprised that you scarfed that thing down pretty damn quickly. Makes me wonder what else you can scarf down.
Maybe a hot dog. I know a couple of hot dog vendors around here, actually.
Can we just get on the boat,
Wait,
please?
no, I need to finish my meal. I finished my meal.
Why is it every time we play, I just had to be forced eating a meal with you every single session? Just like, God,
the waiter pulls up a chair and starts nibbling on one of the burgers.
Oh my god.
Wait, she's doing this as we're arguing. Can I just like, literally, you're just gonna eat my food. You're just gonna eat my food as I look at you.
She leans against the table and asks you if you're gonna finish it because it's got a bite taken out of it that wouldn't be sanitary.
What is going on?
I don't understand.
Is this a side mission?
Do we have to fight for our fucking food now?
She quickly eats the rest of the burger, taking your silence as a no, and walks off quickly.
What the frick?
The hell? What silence doesn't know?
Dude, it's okay. Just order another one.
What the fuck is with you both?
Hey, everyone's gotta eat.
I think she's just being racist to griffins. You should complain to the manager.
I'm a Pegasus. What about me?
Yeah, Pegasus don't matter.
She walks back over with your drinks and sets them down in front of each of you.
I'm gonna protect my drink. I don't want to know what she's gonna do to it.
I scarf down the water.
I drink it very quickly before she even thinks about drinking from it.
As you're distracted by the water, she
know what?
finishes your burger.
No, like she just eats it like Fallout, bro. Like, there's no process. It just instantly disappears in her hand, and she's just like, "That one's good." Like, what the shit? Can't we just like stop her halfway through the first bite? Like,
I mean, no one's saying you can't stop her.
Nobody's tried yet.
I stop her and say, "Can you please get us some? Do not charge us for the next set."
Okay.
And we will not have any complaints for you to take it back to the kitchen. Thank you.
Do not eat my hamburger again. Please get us another one.
Gathers up all of the hamburgers and proceeds to eat them all, walking back to the kitchen to get more.
Okay, I'm out of here.
All right, we still got to eat today.
I'm just taking like leisurely sips out my
I
grog
depart
while
and
this is all
shut the
happening.
door forcefully.
I guess he'll wait outside while we eat.
She brings the two remaining characters their burgers and eats the third one since the third person is left and walks
Oh
away.
my god, what is this place? Okay,
Golly
I scarf
jeez,
down my burgers so we can go.
You walk outside. Is there anything you want to do or explore? Anyone you want to talk to, or do you just want to wait until the ship is ready to leave?
I eat one of my rations.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't need a thing. Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, you just want to wait until the boat is ready. We'll say it's like 3 hours from now.
You know, we could take a picture of this place.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're supposed to take pictures of shit.
Yeah.
We still have the map, right? We could just place this to the map where they are, so... What should we call this place? I say we call it Shantytown.
Pirate Ghetto. Pirate Ghetto.
They like to call themselves the Navy of the People's Commonwealth, but you can call them whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, you said that there was infrastructure here. Like, there's got to be more than a restaurant and ships. What else is there?
Well, there's housing and stuff like that. There's a little payroll area where everybody gets their pay and all that stuff, but that's all kind of centralized around the harbor because they need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. The ships are kind of like a flea market of sorts. Whenever people are on their off shift, they'll like sell stuff that they found in houses and stuff like that. So there's kind of like a flea market set up on the pier next to the ships and all. Like, you know how how harbors have like piers going out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, like lining the sides of the piers as they go out and all that stuff are kind of like, just little booths and stuff selling knickknacks that they found, valuables, all that kind of stuff, just laying around in the houses and whatnot. They're just trying to make a profit off of what they've got, honestly, and just kind of redistributing the wealth so that they can enjoy themselves because there's still booze.
Sweet.
Oh,
And there's a pool hall, so I mean that's fun.
pool.
You guys want to play some pool?
Definitely. Let's play pool. I'm gonna jump in the lake and I'm gonna swim away from the shark.
That's not what that means.
I know. I did that.
Wrong pool.
Yeah, wrong pool. Did Celebrant tell us which boat will be our transit?
You know, on D-Day, the little landing craft that they had and all that stuff?
You're gonna use one of those?
Well, it looks like a larger version of that with oars. So it's kind of like a galley, I guess, but without a sail.
Are we going to storm the beach?
You better.
So you mean
But,
a big
no.
rowboat, then?
It's a big rowboat, but the back has a hatch that opens up so that people can walk off of it easily. Because the sides are pretty high; they're about chest level.
Oh my.
All right.
Like, what species are we basing that off of? Like, chest high, as in, what species are you?
Chest high of let's say a fucking griffin, because that's kind of a middle ground between dragons and ponies.
All
So
right,
let's
now
say
I
griffin.
understand.
All right. Well, I think we're ready. We've eaten, albeit taking a long time again, but it's not our fault.
Not our fault. People, they feel a reason to eat our own food.
Listen, everybody's got to eat, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to fucking eat. Yeah, it's like, I appreciate if they don't fucking eat my goddamn food.
All right. So you want to do anything while you're in town, or just wait the time and then go with the ship?
Just wait the
Wait
time.
the time. All right.
So then let's go chill out in the pool hall then.
Okay. Well, it's about 4 or 5 hours before nightfall because they want to wait until it gets like well and truly dark before they head out.
Let's play pool for 5 hours.
Okay.
We're gonna have to have a lot of dex rolls for this. It requires a lot of dex.
No, God.
I'm not judging each one of these games. It's not happening. How about this? Each of you rolls a d20, and whoever has the highest roll wins the night of pool, and you get like I don't know. You don't get shit. You get bragging rights.
Yeah.
So each of you roll a d20.
What's dexterity, everybody?
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yes, I win.
Alright, and the day goes to kill Ballzi. Yeah, you wait, you play pool. That's that. The refugee ship is ready to board. You hop on board, and you start heading down to Philly. So, any plans or anything like that you want to discuss? Now's the time. If not, we're just going to jump straight to when you get to Philly.
Skip.
All right. So, question.
Alright.
Whenever we got to Canada, did you say that who were we to report into when we return with all of our information?
You were to report to you were supposed to go to the quartermaster first to evaluate rations that were used on the mission and evaluate your efficiency and all that stuff, so he kind of knows what to give you next time. And then you go to the sergeant that was running the recruitment division and turn it into him, and then if it's above his pay grade, he'll bring you to whoever you need to go to. So, yeah.
All right. So Philadelphia should be a diarchy-controlled territory, so I don't really think we're going to have much trouble. All I got to do is walk through the city and go to a train station.
Alrighty then.
Right.
Sounds good. Any objections before we skip to Philly?
No objections.
All right.
Alrighty then. You get to Philly, they get to the pier or the dock or whatever, they unload the hatch and all that good stuff. You get out with the other refugees and all that stuff, and you proceed to, head to the train station. There's nothing really of note. It's just common nightlife, I guess.
How much do the train tickets cost?
5 person.
I'll just pay for all of it.
Okay. Alright, go ahead and mark a -15 and all that good stuff.
Alright, so it's 15 less?
Yep.
Alright, there we go.
But yeah, so you're on the train ride to the Central Plaza, if you will. Canterlot. And then you head on down to Canterlot. You get there, you see the sun crest over the mountain and all that stuff. You proceed to get off the train. You're on the landing platform and all that stuff. The heckler is still heckling people, but he doesn't see you, so you get past him.
Oh, thank God.
And you go to the military encampment, and you find the sergeant who has just started his shift and is on duty and all that stuff, and you report back to him. So he looks at you expectantly as you walk up. Go for it. What do you say?
I tell him that we have done our mission. We've gotten reconnaissance. We got intel from fucking Manhattan.
Yeah, wow, this is already a productive conversation.
Okay.
No, it's not.
We got the intel.
I already said it.
It's just like, look.
No. Hold on. We're going to be
we got
redirected somewhere else.
We
don't have to
took
tell
the
everything.
pictures of everything location, right? But here's what we also did. We got like the map of the place, and we pinpoint.
You're talking to the guy who you have to turn the mission into. Like, this is the guy who sent you on the mission. This is the sergeant.
What? You said if we get redirected to have a higher rank.
No, you could get redirected if you try and tell him something above his pay grade. Like, for instance, this guy would like to open negotiations, then you would be sent to somebody who would be informed to go to a negotiator or something like that. So.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, fuck. Okay. We tell him that we have the intel you guys are looking for, pictures of their fortifications.
Yes.
Their main base of operations, or also known as their HQ building. And we have discovered I wouldn't say they're a splinter faction. We have discovered a third party taking control of their ports. That is what we have found. All
right. So he asks you more about this third party because this is the first he's ever heard of it. Like, what are they? Are they...
In short, pirates. They're ghetto pirates, actually.
All right, so he asks about, like, did you meet the leader of the pirates, or did you get inside of him, or did you just see him from a distance?
Yes, we did talk to their leader, and we got some up-close pictures.
Okay. So he says that, negotiations and all that are a little above his pay grade and all that stuff, so he sends you deeper into the camp to find communications officer, basically. You don't have to know his rank or anything like that. He's just the communications officer. He's got his own little pavilion and all that stuff, and he runs the diplomacy and the messaging back and forth. He's the logistics guy.
Oh,
so yeah, he sends you a little bit deeper into the camp to give any pictures that you might have of the captain, captain's name, what the captain wants, all that good stuff, and hopefully open up negotiations, and hopefully a way to actually, like, communicate with the captain, because it does no good if they can't communicate. So he sends you into the logistics guy. you move further in, but before you move further in, you each get 50 bits apiece for the mission completed. So, congratulations.
Hell yeah, dude, I love money!
But you do gain a little bit of reputation with the diarchy as a trustworthy source and all that stuff.
I am no longer a bad person. Yeah.
You head further into the camp, and you find the, communications officer, the logistics guy. Pretty easy to find. He's got couriers coming in and out pretty constantly out of his little tent and all that stuff. You wait your turn, you enter, and you address him as Sir, whatever, and you give him the information that you have. So how do you go about that? What information do you give him? What information do you withhold? Yada yada yada.
We have performed reconnaissance on Manhattan. This is what we found, and then I show him the pictures and the map.
Okay.
Shows a picture and map.
Yeah, him too.
Yeah. And
there's also a captain. There's also a pirate over there that's building a little base right there.
All right. Did he make clear what he wanted, or was it just kind of like, give me stuff?
Oh shoot! I was about to say he wishes to help us, in exchange for something.
Nothing serious, just a conqueror.
We want your land.
He just wants a piece of Manhattan. Nothing serious.
Communications officer takes this information. He asks you if there's any way that you know of that he could get in touch with him, other than taking Manhattan and then talking to the dude himself. How did y'all get out of the city or into the city?
Oh, simple. We sneaked in. Oh, got out. We took a boat.
That's epic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Turns out that captain has been taking out refugees out of the city.
I got an idea.
Crazy,
so
right?
The diarchy has control of Philadelphia, meaning they have a military presence. Have one of the military members meet the refugees as they're getting off the boat and hand one of the guys that are ushering them around a scroll and says to give it to the captain.
Right.
To open up negotiations, because if you just have military guys like, we want to see your captain, they're going to be like, no.
Yeah. All right. So they dispatch that. They go, send people to the pier and all that stuff. They head out via train. And you are given your next mission, which is nothing particularly big. It's just something that needs to be taken care of in the capital right now.
Is it interesting?
Sort of, yeah. I mean...
I swear to God, if we're taking more pictures.
You gotta take more pictures. No.
Take more pictures now!
It's not... Hey, listen.
Talent.
Take pictures of a non-existent being.
Anyways, he asks you, since he's information officer and all that stuff, he has a, mission for you that's a little higher pay grade than the sergeant can give to you, because it's a bit of a secret, and you've proven that you can handle secrets relatively well.
Oh, shit, that reminds me.
What?
Oh, how much do we get paid?
50 apiece.
50.
What do we get paid?
Yeah, 50 apiece.
Oh, right now?
Like, you already got it from the sergeant. It's in your inventory. You can go ahead and add it. So, he asks you, are you okay with a little bit of violence? And not like, oh no, they're going to fight us back violence. We're talking like causing harm to other beings without them being able to fight back violence.
I don't care.
Whoa. Who are we fighting? Whoa, who are we fighting? Hold on.
You're not fighting anyone.
Who are we killing?
So, wait. So, you gotta specify on this. Are we harming civilians, or are we just doing torture?
Wait, this no. Are we assassinating anyone?
No, you're not assassinating anybody. You're extracting information.
Hand over the information.
Okay, so it is
torture.
interrogation.
So yeah, torture.
We don't like that word, so interrogation is good.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you ponies like to sugarcoat everything, but we like to be brutally honest. It's torture. That's basically it,
Listen.
It's torture, but for information. It's
Yeah.
a transaction, just a violent one, and I laugh during it.
See, he gets it.
Tell them their cutie mark doesn't make them unique.
Wait, actually, I just realized, freaking Callium, you're the only one in the party with a cutie mark, actually.
Oh. Huh.
Because you're the only one of the base 3 races.
That's right.
Okay, let's keep going.
Anyways, we have a guy. He's in the dungeons right now. You have to go down there and extract some information from him. Basically, we're looking for information about his village, because we think they might be going revolutionary. Its communications have ceased, and we don't really know what's going on. You gotta get some information out of him, and he's not really willing to talk about it. He seems a little shook up by it. So, you've gotta go in there and gently coerce him into giving some information.
Gently coerce. That's one way to put it.
No, he says this as I'm sharpening my blade. It's like, wait, gently?
You could just gently cut him to pieces. Like, have you ever
Have you ever tried telling him he's not special? That might work.
You're not special. Now tell me where you
Oh, dude, that was a sick burn. I'm gonna tell you the information now.
You're not special. Your cutie mark is obsolete. Now tell us where it is.
The best part is this cutie mark is just like a rock and a stick.
You're not special.
Rocks.
Rocks are not cool.
But anyway, so yeah, you have
Question:
to.
How much are we getting paid to do
Let's get
this?
his calculator out.
He basically says, depending on the amount of information you get out of him, will determine how much you get paid. So if the information is valuable, you get paid a lot. If the information is not valuable, you're not going to get paid very much. But it's going to be a quick transaction, so I mean, not much, like 20 a piece, maybe, if the information is like sick.
All right. Then we're good to go, fellas. Let's torture him.
Wait. Let's think about this. So, what are we looking for specifically? Information about? Like, we can't just be like, tell us about you. Like, we can't.
Well, information about his.
We're looking for what happened to his village.
Information about his village and all, because communications have ceased. It's pretty close to the revolutionaries and all that stuff, so we need to know what's going on, because if the revolution is spreading, we need to be able to contain it. If you would like to know what village he is actually in, just give me 5 seconds. Starlight's village. That's the one.
Okay, listen. Now that we're dealing with psychology, we got to think about how to get the most out of this guy, right?
It's called Tell Him He's Not Special.
No, listen. So, if we walk in and do like, we could either do like good cop, bad cop, or we can have one person go in there and then try to be nice at first. And if he doesn't give shit, then we get violent.
Then I'll get violent. You go first, Kill.
No offense, I forgot what your name is, blue guy, but
Callia.
the changeling and me are the more intimidating ones.
I want to try at least.
You gotta listen.
You be good cop.
No, listen. He's good cop, and then we're bad cop. I got an idea. They
can't be two bad cops.
No, I got an even better idea. Callium walks in, and then we act as though we are his like super vicious bodyguards or something. And then we get violent on him if he doesn't talk. How about that?
Oh yeah, that works.
Yeah,
that works.
So we can have Callium walk in and do the negotiating, and I swear to God, you better not fuck this up.
Who?
Callium.
I don't know how I could.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking to me, because
No,
usually me that fucks things up.
No. We all fuck shit up.
Occasionally.
Alright, you walk down to the dungeon. You are escorted by the actual guy himself, because it's high-tier stuff. Most people don't know about it. As I said, it's kind of like really delicate foreign relations. We don't want it getting out that we've kidnapped somebody from another country and are now interrogating them, so, you know.
Foreign relations. Well, technically, he's within the boundaries of the country, within the territory. It's just that it's unexplored areas of our land.
True. Well, they know it's there. It's just...
It's like we bought the land, but we didn't really, go there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not call it foreign relation. Let's call it neighborly dispute.
Okay. Anyway, so you get escorted into there, and you see he's bloodied, beaten, and all that stuff, and he doesn't really have a color to him. He's kind of a grayish color and all that. So.
All right, no point beating him then.
Well.
Well, that's out of the question.
If he doesn't talk, there is, and I'll be doing it.
He's strapped down. He looks exhausted, like he's already been through the works and all that stuff. And the door closes behind you, and it's not like bar doors or anything like that. This is like an enclosure, like solitary confinement style. You can't see anything outside of the cell sort of situation.
Like, are we looking like dungeon style kind of thing? Like, is it where rats are crawling around, or not quite?
It's like bad? It's not even like that kind of bad. It's the kind of bad where it's like an incredibly sterile environment where everything is like stainless steel and immaculate concrete except for the bloody pulp in the middle.
Oh God.
So yeah. All right, they open the door. They let you in, bloody pulp in the middle, stainless steel, immaculate concrete, go. You know?
So, I don't know how to talk. Hey, Kill, why don't you do it? Pushes him in there.
Oh my God.
Good God.
As my very gay friend was trying to say, I can't really think of anything. Hold on.
Valor, you get in there, pushes him in there.
Oh my God. No, don't let Valor talk. He's a low intelligence.
Valor, you do it. I trust you.
I want to ask you a question. You know why you're here?
I know they want information about my village, but I'm not telling anybody from the diarchy about my fucking village.
Well, we're mercenaries.
The question I want to ask, like, how do you end up here? Like, I know you end up here, but how do you end up in the cell? How do you end up all this happen?
Because I didn't want to talk to anybody from the Diarchy, because the Diarchy are doing what's happening to my village. So I'm not going to try and tell the Diarchy what they're doing, because they're not doing shit about it. I got to get news out to somebody else who can actually fix this fucking problem.
Wait, what are they doing to your village?
It's a little bit hard to explain, but you ever wonder... They use a lot of magic in their little warfare and all that shit, and ever since they've started using those magical bolts and the new recruits and all that shit, they've been consuming a fuck ton of magic. Have you ever stopped and considered where they're getting that magic? It's not all coming from these recruits. They're new people. They don't know anything about magic. They're outsourcing.
Outsourcing?
Yes. They're getting their magic from somewhere. Bad shit's happening to my village, okay? The Diarchy is doing it. I don't know if you're on their side. Kill me if you have to.
Wait, if that was it, why are they still keeping you here?
They're not gonna let me go.
Tell you what, I'm usually here because they said to talk to you. I could care less a bit about the war there, so I could care less anything. The only thing I care less is either getting paid, but for you, I'll go check out your village. I'll check out your village, see what the heck is going on. I can't promise anything. Yeah.
Alright, so you don't necessarily trust it or anything like that. He then decides, you know what, we gotta come up with some bullshit to give the Diarchy so that they actually don't murder me or anything like that. So I say, you don't want to tell them anything about the revolution being up there, because then they're sending troops and that's no good. So you're gonna have to come up with something to tell the Diarchy about it. And he's beaten half to death, he's dehydrated, he's starved, he doesn't have much longer, so I mean, he's not gonna be able to really give you any glaring ideas. So you gotta come up with something to tell him so he can actually maybe survive, or don't. See if I care.
Here, I take out the canteen out of my pouch and I give him a bit
He
of
drinks
water.
it down.
That's so cute. Oh my god. The Griffin's a nice person. Look at that.
I will literally try to decapitate you.
So you're not.
Anyways, so he drinks it down.
All that happens in character,
Yeah, he drinks it down, thanks you, and, you know, you're escorted back out of the scale, because you only have a limited amount of time in there. That was your time. And, you know, you report back to the information officer and all that stuff, and he asks you what you found out about it.
He didn't really talk much. Just mentioned something about, I don't know, he's just mentioning something about, like, some kind of fucking dragon that keep making nonsense up there.
Well, they,
Listen, I'll tell you what happened. Turns out that there's something that we don't know that's going on. Some kind of magic draining. And it's supposedly due to our forces coming in and utilizing magic at a very large scale. We can go down there, figure out what the hell is going on. We are not combatants, technically. We can get nice with them. I'm a changeling. I can show up as an outsider and then get more information from the source, if you would like.
He contemplates it for a few minutes and decides a full-scale military invasion isn't very good for PR right now in the middle of a revolution. So he sends you up there as clandestine to try and figure out what's going on up in Starlight's village and all that stuff, and sends you on your way. And, you know, there will be monetary recompense for you if you actually bring back anything useful. And he gives you 10 bits apiece for the information extracted from the prisoner.
Yay!
Sweet.
Will our heroes make nice with the villagers? Will they complain to the manager? Tune in next time to hear the greasy slut waitress say,
Hey, big man, you're gonna finish that?